Hello and welcome to episode 21, the big 2-1.
21, mate.
21.
21 years old. The key. You get the key, you get the yard glass.
What'd you do on your 21st?
I
Ivan?
got pretty hammered and there was a blue at my 21st, which cost...
Okay.
Yeah, so there was a blue...
Where was it? Where'd you hold the party?
The party was at the Croydon Golf Club, which is
classy.
sadly, real classy. It was actually, it wasn't bad. A few mates...
No, I was serious.
Yeah,
Sounds quite nice for a 21st. Pretty ballsy of them to have a 21st there.
Yeah, well, we didn't get the bond back.
Ah.
And that is still a bone of contention with mum and dad, because I think my sister, for her 21st, she'd say a little backyard party.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
pretty cruisy.
Quiet.
My brother, his was pretty classy. His was at a joint in Essendon.
Well, he was playing for Essendon then, was he?
That's true.
Yeah, so he's a...
AFL
footballer.
Yes, that's correct. And then the old scumbag that is Evan Hocking.
Good self. At the Croydon Golf
glasses
Club.
getting smashed.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Pot
that's
glasses.
on them for having glasses.
Yeah, no, really, it should just be plastic cups
Or
with
cans.
us. Cans.
Cans.
Yeah. So, and what happened was there was a bit of a blue between a few of my schoolmates and trade schoolmates on the practice green, the putting green
Oh, okay.
of the golf
Were you
club.
allowed out there?
You probably shouldn't be getting someone in a headlock on the
Okay.
practice green. But I sort of looked out and go, what the fuck's going on here? I went out and obviously because I knew everyone, I couldn't punch anyone.
No.
So
So they were two of your mates.
Yeah. So there was just a bit of, I think one of my mates, Ads, dropped a pot glass and one of the trade school blokes, hey, fucking taxi. And he goes,
classic
fucking,
line.
Yeah, classic line. And Ads has gone, now fuck off, boys. You've been standing out here ruining the whole night. Just come in and just, he goes, oh, shut up, mate. And then it was on for young and old. And
These fights break out easy when you're young, don't they? You guys are just looking for...
there's some people who just love a blue. I've never really been into it. I've bailed a few mates out of blues.
Okay.
But yeah, myself, I don't think I'm that good a fighter. So I'd
No.
never really backed myself.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'd be that flash. I've got a very short reach, which would be a bad start. I'm slow.
Slow.
I'd slow with the fists and terrified.
Well, that's the thing as well. I think people who are good fighters, it's like those MMA guys. Like they know, they go in there knowing that they could get their head kicked in and they don't give a shit.
No. Well, they've probably got confidence. I'd go in there with no confidence. Probably got a glass jaw, I reckon. Yeah, I got nothing going
Well,
for me.
you don't have a jaw.
I know,
as we've found out on
good
past
luck.
past
Yeah.
podcasts.
Well, maybe I might be all right.
Well, we're
If I-
back on the YouTube, so hopefully you're not too side on if you're
No,
listening to...
I've sort of got a nice little
That's
90-degree angle going with my jaw for the YouTube. So
What'd you do for your 21st? Where were you?
the Wodonga race course.
What, just in the middle?
just down the home straight. Yeah. It was pretty rough all night.
What was the function? Was there some
I
sort of
had
cool
80
function
might have
room?
been,
What was it called? The Sub-Zero function room or something
Oh,
like
no,
that?
fuck no. It was just a little room they had there, and you could just take your own kegs. And I think you hired the room for $150, rolled your own kegs in, and
Jesus.
tapped them up. And
That's good
it was a 70s theme, so we all had the afros and so forth.
Great.
And the shirts and the flares, and it was a good time. Actually, met a girl at Main 21st. Ended up going out with her for nearly 2 years at Main 21st. Someone brought her along. So
that's a great birthday present.
yeah, it was great. But but didn't end well though. She ended up
Rooting one of the other mates.
no,
Okay.
left me for Jeff White.
Oh,
Remember that
from
Melbourne
the Freo
player?
Melbourne.
Yeah,
Freo. He
that
wore
big bloke.
braces. He had braces.
Did
the
he?
nerd.
What a nerd! Although
Yeah,
I had
well,
braces too, so maybe that was.
Well,
her
I've had
thing.
braces twice. My teeth are still fucked. So.
So maybe that was her thing, but so that was a little bit disappointing the way it all ended. But no, it was that was a good night. Good night. Went to Albury afterwards, hit Dean Street, and just a good night.
But I look back what I was wearing, and there's some video footage, and I go, Jesus Christ.
So that wasn't a theme.
No, there was no theme. It was just rock up, wear what you thought was cool.
Yeah.
And obviously I didn't get the fucking memo.
No.
Because I was wearing these baggy jeans and this shit like paisley, bluey, whitey sort of
I'm sure
Hawaiian.
it was
I had
okay
the time. I had
yeah.
dreadlocks. I had stinking rotten dreadlocks,
Okay.
which...
What were you doing with your life at 21?
I was playing football.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
playing football, so I was playing a relative standard of pretty high. I was
Reasonable
playing
standard?
at East Ringwood. I was
Yeah.
playing in the ones.
Yeah, nice.
Work-wise? Sorry?
Work-wise?
Work-wise, landscape gardening.
Okay,
So
so things are
I had
going
my
all
shit
right.
to go. I was at home, and landscape garden, I probably would have only been clearing about back then, maybe $350.
Yeah,
or
pissing
something
it all against
pissing
the
all
wall.
up against the wall. I was paying $50 board.
Yeah, your parents making you pay board at 21.
Well, I think paying board at 21 is probably
guess
fair
it's
enough, to be honest,
yeah,
mate.
that's a fair point.
Yeah, the
Probably
way you
eating
sort of
$300 worth of food a week.
yeah, well, that's exactly
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But I remember, I think I was clearing $205 in my
coin, isn't it?
first year.
Good coin.
So I was on like $40 a day clear as a landscape
Jesus.
gardener.
How did we live?
Fuck me. I was paying $50 board, and at one stage my car shit itself. The ute that Dad told me not to buy, I said, nah, fuck it. I love this ute. I'm buying it. And yes, I was paying off. I had to pay like $1,300 off.
Yeah.
It was $150 a week I had left to spend after paying board.
Yeah, it's funny because I
Did you have to pay board?
No, my parents never made me pay board.
Jesus.
But I wasn't at home at 21, so I'd moved down to Melbourne by then. But it's funny. Like when I moved to Melbourne, I did an apprenticeship as a. We've been through this as a dental technician, and I was on about 200 a week first year. But I used to get this thing called living away from home allowance.
Oh, right.
Which was $80 a week. But
Jesus.
but I used to have to. It was a weird setup. I used to have to apply for it. Whenever I wanted, so it wasn't just an instant $80 every week. So,
No.
and
It's like the dole.
It's like the dole.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I would and I'd let it build up. So I sort of would live off this 200 or whatever.
Bit of back pay.
And then the back pay. Was that a good week?
Fuck yeah.
Good weekend. So so I'd let it go 8, 9, sometimes 10 weeks, and then all of a sudden I'd get $800, and I'd just be, instead of putting it away, I'd just be king of the world, drinking the Illusion shakers and bloody going out and just having a time of my life, and then next Monday I'd be back shit broke again.
Shit broke, and
I don't know how we paid for rent, but geez, I mean, eating wouldn't have been.
In 2000, like I said, I had home cooked meals in 2000. So 18, first job. Pots. I remember going to the Anglesey pub. Pots were like $1.90.
Yeah, I remember when it went to $2.10, there was a
it was uproar.
Yeah,
it's like fuck this. Yeah.
But anyway,
mate, it's good to be back in the studio. It's great to be. We've been
just out of the
all
car.
over the road the last
Literally.
few weeks, so this is good. I'm fucking hopeless. I've just spilled half my glass of water on your fucking
that's
couch.
all right. It's water.
Is that all right?
Yeah, no dramas. Yeah. So we've got a bit to talk about this week.
We do, mate, as always.
As always, we've got we've had and I didn't know about this, but you've just pulled this on me that we've had
We've had some emos. That's some emotional.
That's some emos.
We've had some teenagers with their hair combed over.
Yeah,
dark black hair. Just call in and say my life's not worth living. I want to listen to a bit of Marilyn Manson.
So we haven't had any emos, but we've had emails.
Emails, yeah. Obviously, the really good banter at gmail.com. Thanks for hitting me up. And it's great to... We've also had someone else hit us up just through Instagram, fact-checking. Again, because last week... I'll go to that first.
It wasn't my Pearl Jam fact, was it?
Well, he fact-checked Dylan, big Dylan Cassidy, who he lives out Mooroolbark way. I grew up with Dylan. He went to down at the Mooroolbark Footy Club there. He fact-checked Pearl Jam originally were called... They were named after NBA player Mookie Blaylock. Remember him?
I don't remember. I don't remember Mookie Blaylock.
Do you remember the name?
No,
clearly. That's why he said no.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
No, I don't remember him. And that's sort of my era, so that surprises me.
Yeah, so I don't know where that...
So their band was called
Mookie
Blaylock?
Blaylock. Yeah, before they were Pearl Jam.
Before they got Eddie.
Maybe when Eddie was in it, I don't know. But maybe...
But did he check my fact about the song Alive?
No, he didn't check that, but he did check, because we had no idea what the fuck scallop potatoes were. And so we're coming out with a big bloody fact-checking here. So
I guess the big question is why they're called scallop potatoes and they've got nothing to do with scallops.
Yeah, okay, so here we go. So he's hit us up here. Another great episode as well. Another answer for you. Here we go. Scallop potatoes got its name from the Old English word collop, which means to slice thinly, while AU gratin potatoes got its name from the French words grater and gratin, which means to scrape and crust or skin, respectively.
Jeez, so got some interesting. Why wouldn't they call it collop potatoes and not scallop potatoes? We'll maybe get back to us next week with that one, mate.
But to Dylan Cassidy out there, thanks for listening, mate. And he said he's got his brother Troy onto the pod and one of his mates. So that's how it grows. That's how
like
things build.
That little COVID graph they used to always draw. One passes on to the other.
Yep.
Gets
you
bigger
cough on someone, they get it.
Just spread the word. It builds, and before
shake
you know
someone's hand, it builds.
We've got a lot of listeners.
Before you know it, we've got a Patreon, and we're doing live shows, and we get mobbed in the street.
It's going to be huge, but a little way off yet. So, all right. But our emo. So
from the emo. We got the emo from Matthew Hoffman. Do you know?
I do know Matthew
where
Hoffman.
Where do you know Hoffy from?
Work related.
Okay,
work related.
all right. So we won't go too close. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Right. Good on you, Hoff.
No, nothing
he
dodgy
says,
going on.
and this was a while ago. This was the 13th of March. So apologies, Hoff, for keeping you on the back burner for that long. But we've been, we've been in cars, we've been in green rooms. Now we're back in the studio.
And I've spoke to Matty probably 20 times since he sent that. So I apologise that I haven't mentioned it, but I didn't know about it.
Well, you're good like that because you forgot my birthday. I spoke to you 7 or 8 times on my birthday, and you just
because without Facebook you wouldn't know.
You don't know.
You don't know who, unless you've probably got 2 or 3 people, and those close to me. My
mum
normally
people were singing "Happy Birthday" in the background.
Yeah, I know.
2 of those calls,
and you had the little hat on,
and I had the hat on, and we were on FaceTime.
Yeah,
and I had the party popper. But
that's
all right. That's all right.
I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
Had a good birthday. It's good.
That's good.
Okay, so Evan and Tommy, love the show. Some really great content.
Thanks, Matty.
Thanks, Matty boy. Would love some advice on your strategies for competing in eating competitions. Me and a few mates love testing ourselves with the odd buffet comp or all-you-can-eat wings. Anything you guys would recommend or stories of eating comps you may have been involved with? Cheers, the Bont. Why is he called the Bont?
He's mad doggy
supporter. So he just named himself
after
their best player.
Yeah. It was actually doing a bit of work for the Western Bulldogs for a little while.
Okay.
Yeah, he knows his footy. Really knows his footy.
That's good.
So
Hoffer.
Well, say Hoffman. So I think what he's I know what he's getting at is so I work for a company that supplies to his company. So so I thought we'd have a bit of fun one night, organise a bit of bonding.
Okay.
And had I forget what we called it but it was basically an all you can eat a rib eating competition.
Yeah.
So we'd go to an all you can eat rib venue, and
are there many of those around anymore?
Not many at all. But this one was pretty classy. What's that name? Squire's
Loft.
Yeah.
So they do steaks. They're expensive steaks.
This wasn't a cheap night out. And they're about 15, 20 off. And I reckon it was, it would have been maybe $70, $80 a head. And so I've gone in there. We've all gone in there. And simple rules. So we all get a rack of ribs, and they are absolutely off the charts. These are absolutely delicious. So you'll get ribs, and we all stood for the national anthem at the start, which was a nice little.
So what's this? Was that the Squire's Loft do that, or was that your own?
No, we just did that ourselves. Yeah, they were families eating there going, what the fuck are these guys doing? These are grown men. Yeah. And so we're standing around national anthem, and then
were you singing along with it like the
No.
Did you link arms like Adelaide did that grand final where they got pumped? Were you doing?
I had big plans for it, but it sort of went down like a lead balloon because I meant to have a little speaker there. Speaker didn't work. I asked them if they could play it through their sound system. They didn't want to do it, so it was. In my head, it was.
How old are you back then, Tom?
It was only a couple of years back.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would have been 40, probably. Anyway, so everyone gets a rack of ribs and and after that they bring them out in half racks, which is sweet.
Yeah.
Everyone's gone half rack. Oh, the full rack, no dramas because these are absolutely delicious.
Gorgeous.
Everyone's gone the second rack, no dramas, and then
the foods, the sweat start kicking in.
There was no salads.
You're washing it down with beers or
water. You could drink what you want to do. A few beers. You basically have what you want. Waters, Cokes, whatever you want. Everyone was having a couple of beers, and then what we found really interesting was we actually had to question the guys. Are you basting the ones we're eating now with the same shit you were basting that first one in? Because the first one of the most delicious things you've ever tasted. By 2.5 racks, it was like, this it was the same thing, but it was just tasted like shit. Like we were so over it, and just that one flavour over and over again. Yeah. And I think Matty did very well. He was a real surprise.
Is he a big boy, Matty, or is he? Would you say? Could you blame how he's looking at the moment on COVID? Let's just say, can we blame?
No. He's fit looking. He's fit looking guy. Yeah, played a fair bit of footy.
Okay.
And there was a couple of really quite big guys there that we're all thinking, mate, these guys are fucking shoo-ins. Well, one guy had the arrogance. Absolute arrogance after 3.5 racks
to slow down a bit or get a little
he ordered
appetizer.
He ordered ice cream. He fucking ordered a big bowl of ice cream and like 3 big scoops and topping. And I don't know whether maybe it wasn't a bad idea to change the pallet up.
Was there a time limit or was it just whoever dropped?
No, you sort of you had to sort of keep up the same pace And mate, at the end of the day, the joint went out of business not long after, and I reckon we nearly put them out of business. Yeah, it's not around anymore. The one in Hawthorn there, and I don't know if I speak for everyone else that was there, but I haven't eaten ribs since, and it was pretty fucked, pretty sick going. Yeah, no matter how good something is, if you have enough of it, it can really put you off.
Well, I think it's like alcohol or you know,
like not a good example because I spew up a lot on alcohol and I keep coming back.
Yeah, but there'd be some though that you'd be like, no, I'm not touching that again.
Yeah, tequila's
one. Yeah, I'm Southern Comfort.
Ooh.
I drank a bottle one night. I think I was 18 at a party, a house party, and oh yeah, I spewed over a balcony, which is it's not great. It's not a great way.
The smell of it.
I reckon I could probably actually have it now. I've matured a bit. That was 20 years ago. I think I'm okay, but or even like bands, like massive bands who must have just done coke and whatever. Like they just get to a point where they go, "I'm not drinking anymore. I'm not doing.
They clean
I'm not doing anything. They just get over it. Yeah,
it's tough. So, tequila's. Well, I had a bottle of tequila in Mexico once, and
Mexico is that?
Mexico, it was Mexico.
Anyone who doesn't know,
and anyone doesn't speak Spanish.
Yeah. I don't even
so
think
so I big night in Mexico City, and
who were you there with?
One of my best mates, Baldy, and I was staying with Lenny, who was this girl.
Lenny,
long story, but Lenny was Lenny.
Do you like Lenny as a girl's name?
Lenny,
yeah. I reckon it's sort of cool.
Cool she was cool. She was
Lenny.
Yeah, she was really cool. And long story about Lenny. So, shall I go into that later?
I don't know. Do we go and do it now? I mean, we're just really... We haven't even scratched the surface of what we want to fucking talk about.
Yeah, so anyway, first the tequila.
Okay.
So she was my sister when I was an exchange student, like host sister. So they got two exchange students.
Well, run us through people who don't know what exchange is.
So I was...
Because Kristen, my fiance, did an exchange over in North Carolina.
Oh, did she?
She went to University of Greensboro.
Oh, wow.
Which is 6 months. That's how she met a lot of overseas people.
That's why your wedding's blown out.
That's exactly... Well, they can't come now, so maybe it's a good thing. But a lot of people because that's university, and I've got so many mates who wouldn't have even set foot inside a fucking TAFE. So run us through how exchange works.
So it's basically you go and study overseas for 12 months. And look, throughout if you keep listening, there'll be 100 stories about my time over in Canada.
Yeah.
So I went to Canada. I was well and truly off the beaten track in Canada, place called Halifax, Nova Scotia. I was there for 12 months. Had the time of my life. Got in, did fuck all work. We've actually talked about this.
I think we might have actually.
But did fuck all work, came back, and it pretty much ruined my work ethic for about 5 years when I got back. But anyway, so my sister over there was our host parents had 2 exchange students, myself and this girl Lenny from Mexico. She was an absolute ripper, and she was from Mexico, so she was just couldn't give 2 fucks about rules, and she was she was and
her dad was a warlord or something.
Yeah, he was.
She didn't give a fuck.
They were. It was just so anyway. So I came back home, went to visit Lenny in Mexico, they were very wealthy in Mexico, like really wealthy. And when we got there, they had a big party for us, and for myself and my mate Boldy, and we drank a bottle of tequila each, and I just blacked out, like couldn't remember anything, and woke up one day, and that she had this Lenny, her family had cleaners and cooks,
slaves, basically
slaves, and and so I woke up one night or the next day, like I just passed out, and we were in this beautiful house and this beautiful
hair back
bedroom. Oh yeah, my big long hair.
Yeah, baby.
And I woke up, and it was like 30 people had thrown up into buckets and just poured it all over me. Like you could not have physically got more vomit on me. And I just woke up and I was like, oh my God. And I was
the
just
smell,
because like I'd been drunk a million times before, but this was different. This tequila, it just knocked me for a six. It had the worm in the bottom.
Yeah, that's like no good.
It was more of a drug than an alcohol. Like it was. I was absolutely out of my tree. Anyway, I woke up and was trying to get up and just couldn't get up. Just couldn't even lift my head. So I just thought, fuck it, I'll go back to sleep and deal with it later. So I closed my eyes and I woke up, and the cleaner had come in. And God, I don't know how much they were getting paid. There's not money in the world to pay what they had to do. So they sort of like a
sponge bath,
like an invalid,
like a vegetable.
Like I was a vegetable.
You're a vegetable.
They'd rolled me over and sponged me. And cleaned me up and cleaned the sheets and everything. And it was hats off to him. Like I didn't,
like a nursing home.
Yeah, it's like they rolled me over.
Yeah,
and zero.
You got dementia patient.
Like I gave zero assistance. Like wouldn't have even lifted an arm.
Dead weight.
Just dead weight. Rolled me over and sponged me. I've got to tell you, the service was second to none. It was so that was pretty fucked up. But
that's really.
But I was gonna tell the Lenny story.
Yeah, well, I've got a vomiting story because I've had a bad one with my ex-girlfriend. She was living in Ringwood, and I've been to Dakota that night.
Dakota?
And Dakota, it's called. In Ringwood, and
like the trail.
Dakota Fanning.
Not the trail.
That's
Dakota. Oh, Dakota.
No, I was fucked after that night. I had malaria. I was gone. No, called Dakota, and I think the vodka raspberries got me. I got caught up with a few footy mates, my mate Cam Taylor and Gadget and Heinzie, and I've gone back to my girlfriend's place.
Was she living with her parents?
Living with her mum.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, and I've just power spewed this red just all down these white walls. But and you're cleaning it when you're pissed, and you just go, what the fuck have I done? It wasn't chunky or anything. It was just like a massive power spew.
You probably hadn't eaten for 48 hours.
Red. Well, it would have been probably after footy. I don't know if it was, but just this red power spew and just caked the wall.
Oh, there was nothing worse, was it?
Raspberry.
So did she clean it up, or did you clean it up? Or?
You needed to call one of those. I definitely wasn't a vegetable.
You need
or
to call one of the.
I should have got
Mexican,
one of the.
Yeah.
I should have. If I knew you back then, I probably would have flown one over and.
Oh, got
her to clean it up.
I'd love one at home, just to. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you, sorry, mate. Yeah, get back onto Lenny.
No. Yeah, so Lenny, we've got on really well, Lenny and I. So I've moved.
And is Lenny's, is she all right looking, Tom?
Yeah,
if you don't mind,
lovely girl. I think she's a bit of a celeb over there, but we don't really talk anymore because of this story that I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
So we had a great year.
Good to tell it. It's
yeah.
Shit.
No, it's all good. So I won't name my mate involved, but so
do a fake name.
So Lenny's come over and visited me. So I've moved back to Australia.
What a girl.
Yeah, absolute ripping girl. So she's come over to visit me in Australia. So and she's come over, and I had a girlfriend at the time.
Yep.
So
of course you would, mate.
Yep.
You're a hot property.
Oh, I was wasn't off the market for long. That's for sure.
Once you could walk, back out there.
So she came over, and I just had it in my head that so I would have been 20. I reckon 20 and
on $50 a week.
$50 a week, kicking. I would have been working at Sunnycrust back then, packing.
Living away back then.
No, living away, but probably on some decent coin, probably 410, 430, and
Jesus.
And packing pallets of bread.
Oh,
Sunnycrust,
crusty.
But that's neither here nor there. So Lenny's come over, and because I had a girlfriend, I thought I'd be good to tee her up with
one of your mates.
With one of her mates. Anyway,
great idea.
And
he's just going, you fucking. Isn't it great when someone just tees you up?
Mate, he was wrapped.
With a hottie.
He was wrapped because she was cool chick, good looking, cool accent, and anyway, so she's come over, and I've already organised it, and she's gone. I've got quite a serious boyfriend because I haven't seen her for a couple of years, and she goes, I've got quite a serious boyfriend. Ooh. We're living. I think they were living together. Anyway, it was very serious.
He's
it was
a drug
very
dealer.
serious.
He's got a machine gun.
But anyway, she's just first night on the drinks. She's over for a week. She just said, "Fuck it." And
it's not that serious.
And so she started getting with my mate, and so they sort of had a thing for a couple of days. Young love, fantastic. They were like a couple for 2 or 3 days, and then he's sort of gone back to work. We've gone on a couple of trips anyway. So
where'd you take her? She's come from Mexico. Where'd you take her around Albury or Wodonga?
I reckon we might have taken her up to Bright or.
Well, that's not Bright's nice.
Bright's beautiful.
Bright's
if
nice.
you come from Mexico where there's one person per square metre to go up to she didn't want to go to the city. She's from Mexico City, for fuck's sake. So I took her to somewhere like Bright, maybe Myrtleford, just some night. I took her out the Weir.
Oh, Jesus Christ,
some
mate.
clean water because they can't drink water over there.
True.
It would have been a novelty for her, flushing toilet paper down the dunny. Because
she was happy in the house.
She was just happy there.
You didn't even have to fucking take her anywhere.
Flushing dunny paper all day.
This is
amazing. You don't have to take it. It's just the culture, Evan. And that's anyway. So she's come over. Her and my mate have really hit it off, and anyway, so they've hung out for whatever, done what young lovers do, and then she's gone home, gone back to live with her partner,
and he shot her.
No crime, and he shot her. No, he didn't shoot her. But
sorry.
But so no, and she's it's not perfect. It's not ideal.
Did she tell him?
No,
she'd been to Myrtleford.
No.
She hooked up with the old mate.
No, she knew. He knew she was coming to visit.
Yeah.
And anyway, so she obviously didn't tell her partner.
No,
and
smart.
It's not ideal.
It's not ideal. It's not great.
But I don't condone
it. I don't either.
But look, don't shoot the messenger. She's gone back there.
Long time ago.
Happily ever after. But this was before Facebook or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't tech savvy is a fairly major.
You're still not. I'm still not tech savvy. You're fucked.
Imagine 23 years ago how tech savvy I was. This is when emails just came out. Literally just came out. I mean, Mexico, America, North America, South America might have been a little bit ahead of us.
Yep.
But they were just coming out. I reckon I had a email that I would check once a month.
What was your first email? Would you remember?
The same one I've got now. Yeah. So I've got a work one, but I still go by the original one. So
Hot Cock 69.
No, just my name. It has got Hotmail.
I'm being silly.
So out of the blue, I thought I'll check my emails, and I check the email, and there's a big picture of Lenny and her partner.
Yep.
A photo and their dog, right? And it says, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's.
Oh, beautiful.
From the Nungarais, which is, or whatever his last name was. Hers was Nungarai. And so knowing absolutely fuck all about email and computers.
Oh, no.
You know where this is going. Oh. And you always hear stories about this and whether it's a old wives' tale, but I swear this is 100% true.
Shit,
so
Tom.
I wrote back, "Hi, Lenny," just being funny. Because it came from her account, Lenny Nungarai, whatever. Hi, Lenny. What have you done? You come over here to Australia and just being fun, just having a bit of fun, bit of banter.
Emails, tone doesn't really come out well, does it?
Tone wasn't the important thing here. This is
all right.
It was the words. I said, "Hi, Lenny. What have you done? You come down here to Australia. you have sex with my mates, and then and now you treat him like shit, and you go home and you break his heart, and all the, he doesn't sleep, he's down the dumps. How dare you come to Australia and break my friend's heart? Just a bit of fun. But what I did, and you know where this is going.
Send all.
And she sent that picture to absolutely everyone she knew.
You've told me the story, yeah.
So it was her family, his family, work.
Oh, Tom.
It would have been maybe a couple of hundred people on there.
Jesus.
And it was 10 seconds later. I got an email back going, Tom, what have you done? You are a fucking idiot. My life is in turmoil.
Could you have gone, I'm just joking. You wouldn't have even known. Because you would have gone,
I don't know what to do.
Because she send all, and then, fuck.
So I just turned the computer off and
threw it out the window. Has that fixed it?
Pretty sure that fixed it. Yeah. And I didn't talk to Lenny and she was a huge part of my life for 15 years. For 1 year over there, I didn't talk to her for 15 years.
So when was the last you've spoken to her?
Facebook.
Oh God.
I think she might have She came up as someone I may know because we've got similar friends in Canada.
Yeah, cool.
Do I know her? And then and we've just became friends.
She still have her partner's last name?
No, they broke up. I don't know what happened there.
I wonder what happened there.
I don't know. I went through a rough trot. So horrible story, horrible experience. I imagine it was probably worse for Lenny.
Not great for Lenny, no.
Horrible for Lenny. I felt physically sick.
Yeah, physically
sick.
Sick, yeah. Were you just like tequila sick?
Tequila sick, yeah.
Yeah. Did you have to get the slave to come over and mop you up after sending that email?
Would have been handy.
You were there just going, fuck.
It was no good.
Jesus Christ.
So, yeah. So we wish each other a happy birthday and stuff, but it's a little bit icy. But anyway.
That's all right. So,
what do you do?
So, okay, well, that's good. Well, we haven't really answered the email yet, and we're 32 minutes.
32 minutes. So what was his? Did he have a question?
So he wanted advice. He wanted advice about eating competition. So I've got a few. Have you ever, apart from the ribs, have you ever done an eating competition?
I reckon that was about it.
Because I did one on, it was Australia Day 2009. I was up in Port Douglas.
Yep.
And so they got about 8 or 9 people.
And this is Lamingtons, or what do you?
There was 2 Lamingtons, there was 2 pies, and there was 2 schooners or something like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
so it was a speed.
It was a speed. You had to get it down as quick as you could. So at the courthouse there, and I started, me, my mate Gags, and just a whole heap of town celebrities in Port Douglas. And I started all right. I sort of started all right on the pie. They were lukewarm pies. They were fucking shithouse.
Yeah.
And getting through it, mixing it with Lamington, and then I was using the beer to sort
Lamington would get a bit dry, wouldn't it?
Lamington was real dry, so I had the beer to wash it down. And
because what they do, the pros, they dunk it in.
Yeah.
What are they?
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs. They dunk the hot dogs
like those little Chinese guys with like paper thin, and because you think fat guys would slam it down, but maybe I don't know. Maybe they got too much cholesterol around their heart or something.
Don't know.
Little Asians just choke down the sausage.
Maybe they've got stretchy skin.
But yeah. So the pie, chomping the pie down, it was all sort of neck and neck until this one bloke, Potsy, who looks like there was someone commentating from the local radio station, Port FM.
Yep.
This Potsy dude looked like he'd fucking been sleeping under a bridge. Looked like
he'd had a big night.
I just don't think he'd eaten in about 3 weeks. He might have been some homeless fuck. But no, I'm pretty sure he had a home. But big beard, long bushy hair.
Yep.
And he said, well, fuck this. And he just started mixing everything together and just scooping it off the plate and put the plate up in the air and just sort of chugged it down his throat, washed it down with a beer and just blew everyone.
Yeah, it's hard to compete against someone with no shame.
Well, yes. And I think, I guess I would say maybe one of the tips is if you want to win an eating contest is just not eat for 3 weeks.
Because
that's what
can't your stomach then shrink? I've heard your stomach can shrink.
It can. It can do
Yeah,
that.
so-
I've never really tried it too much, but I've also got some good stories from because there's some good ones in Port Douglas. One of my good mates, the great German Daryl Taylor.
Oh, DT.
Daryl Taylor, Werribee Football Club legend.
Oh,
actually,
from Werribee fame.
Yeah, Werribee fame. He there's a few that he's. I don't know if it's full on eating competitions, but one time he walked into a pizza shop and asked for a large supreme pizza or large pizza with a lot.
Yep.
And he said, "And don't cut it."
Don't cut it.
So he rolled the pizza up like a
souvlaki.
kebab, like a souvlaki, and ate the pizza
Oh, good on him.
like that. So that's just one of the stories. He also holds the record for eating a roast chook in 3.5 minutes. So
wow.
basically stuffing.
So is that, have you got to tear it apart as well? Like,
That is tear it apart. So that's
a good
from
effort.
the bag. You
Yeah.
get it from Coles, Safeway, wherever you're getting this fucking chook from. That's ripping it apart, sucking the bones.
eating the stuffing?
Eating the stuffing.
Wow.
A whole lot. 3.5 minutes. So that's good. And he also, he didn't invent this.
He would have been oily after that.
Oh, he would have been real oily.
Yeah.
But
Real
he
pimply next day.
Oh, he loves it. He loves it. So the other one was, and he didn't come up with this, but I texted him before the show tonight because have you ever heard of anyone putting where the fuck is it? A
Evan's looking at his
parma
phone.
on a steak. So, or a steak on top of a parma. So you have a
Steak?
chicken
No.
parma, then you put a steak on top. It's called the steakajana.
Well, funnily enough,
Okay.
that's I reckon I could eat that.
Well, it's fucking great. And he says, because he had it at the courthouse in Port Douglas, and he said, oh my God, why didn't I think of this? Steak on top of the parma. And he said by the third one of those, he referred to himself as the Dalai Palmer.
Third one in one night.
I think that might just have been a joke, but no, he knocked it down, and he also said if you're in an eating contest, this is his tip. Just forget what you look like when you're making a pig of yourself because it slows you down.
Yeah.
You've got to
That's
have
a
no
good point.
respect for yourself.
That's a good point.
You just got to forget that people are looking, and you just got to go hell for leather.
Yeah, wise words.
no one
Wise
gives a
words. But
fuck.
just on that,
talk
just
to me.
on that, the palmy.
I'm getting hungry thinking about that. And I've had some Chinese. You gave me some Chinese
I
sausages.
cooked you dinner tonight. Some Chinese sausages with mash.
And it's about bloody time because I spend about $200 on tolls getting here every time I come here, and you give me a fucking glass of water. So that's all right.
Got to start working out the finances.
No, that's all good. It's all good.
But yes, so it was actually that same girl that I met at the 21st. It was in the early days of that. I took her on a date out in Albury. It was La Paqueta, which was a bit of a hot spot.
Yeah, La Paqueta.
And they were cooking
that
at
was
the
real
La
hot.
Paqueta.
Oh, shit,
So I think we were going to the movies and going out to La Paqueta first. And we'd had a couple of drinks, and I was being a bit silly, trying to be funny. And the waitress came over and says, "What would you like?" And I was getting a T-bone, and she was getting the Parmigiana.
Nice.
And I said, I just pointed at myself and go, I did it all. I said it all quite quickly. I went, T-bone Parmigiana. And then she goes, and what would the girl like? And I said, the Parmigiana. And she goes, okay, anything else? I said, no, that's it. And she walked off. And we looked at each other and goes, that was weird.
Yeah.
And then thought nothing else of it. She came out, she didn't even bat a fucking eyelid, this girl.
Clearly, it's not the first time it's happened at La Paqueta.
It amazes me that it's not the first time. So she brought out for her a Parmigiana, for me, a T-bone Parmigiana. It was a steak.
Stacked on top.
It was a steak. So no chicken, but a steak with ham and cheese melted on top of the T-bone steak.
So no chicken, but...
No chicken. It was a T-bone
steakajana.
So I'm assuming the Parmigiana's ham and cheese and tomato paste. And, so I just go, she said, what do you want? A T-bone Parmigiana. And what the girl want?
Yes.
So she thought I
could
said,
see how she could fuck
so
that
she thought
up,
I
actually.
said T-bone Parmigiana. But surely
you would
say,
get in there and the chef would go, "You're a fucking idiot."
go back out there, dickhead.
Go back and
yeah, but she didn't bat an eyelid. The chef didn't bat an eyelid. Bought it out, and it wasn't cheap either.
It was a T-bone
Parmigiana.
Parmigiana.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, no, I liked it, but that was odd. That was an odd one.
That is an odd one, yeah.
But so I think Maddie Hoffman. That's helped.
Covered that.
Well, it's really covered, I reckon.
Well, I've got. What are we at?
I think we're nearly done.
We're at fucking 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Yeah, let's
wrap it up. You got anything little? Maybe some of the gigs on the weekend. Did you? Where were you? You were in Snowtown.
I went to Snowtown. Yes, so I went over to Adelaide, which was Adelaide was alive.
Rocking. You said
it was the
hot.
last week of the Fringe. Happening. Adelaide, it was 33 degrees. Adelaide Crows were playing at home. They knocked off the Cats.
Yeah.
I was staying right near Adelaide Oval. It was electric.
It was a buzz over there.
Oh, it was a buzz, absolute buzz. Did a great gig. Did a couple of great gigs. First one, there was a funny nickname. Oh, we'll talk about nicknames.
We were talking. Yes, I got a story about a nickname from a listener, a loyal listener.
Mate,
which I'll do it on another one. Do it on another one.
Yeah, so we'll get to that.
Got a bit carried away with Lenny.
Did a gig in Blythe, Snowtown, which is and every person I've told has gone, Snowtown, watch yourself, and you could not have got more lovely people, and it's actually. They're quite unlucky, Snowtown,
and
because
we were saying that recent
podcast. Like nothing.
That's where they dump the bodies.
That's just where they dump the bodies. Yeah. So they didn't do anything.
No.
So it's pretty.
It'd be like someone coming into your house doing a shit on your floor, and then you getting the blame, like saying Tommy's joints are shithole because there's shit on the floor. Yeah,
Tommy.
Yeah, well, I didn't do it. Some guy just came in.
Yeah, it's a good point.
It's a great analogy.
Yeah, it's a very good analogy.
It's definitely.
But funnily enough, and this isn't hanging shit on them because they were just the most soul of the earth, good country folk. But the guy that organised the gig, it was done through a management company. He said he was talking to the president, and just I know you're a comedian. He said, no, you're a comedian. You're going to be funny. You're going to take the piss out of things, but just don't mention the bodies in the barrel. Don't mention, I know it's going to be tempting. Don't mention the bodies in the barrel. Just don't do it, mate. It's touchy subject still. It's, it's a pretty horrible thing. Just don't talk about it. No dramas, lots of other stuff to talk about. And I've rocked up to this gig. It's like they were taking the fucking piss. Instead of having rubbish bins, they had 7 or 8 of these. They were literally
like the
barrels that the bodies were in. Were just scattered around around this town hall. I was just like, these guys set me up or what?
Fuck.
Are these God, he's got to be taking the piss. Yeah. And but I was strong.
It's probably the assistant president, vice president. He's going, this will be fucking funny.
Let's see how far we can push this.
Let's see how we can push old Tommy.
But it had a magic. So I've got there because I'm used to setting up sound equipment, and I normally get there 2 hours early, an hour and a half early, set up sound, lighting, set up the chairs. Got there. Obviously didn't have sound and lighting because I was interstate. Got there 2 hours early, nothing to do. Literally.
Doesn't it make you just think, imagine like those comedy festivals start, well, by the time this goes to air, it would have started.
Yep.
And these big names, these fucking hot shots who just roll into a theatre, might do a little testing, 1, 2,
and everything's
testing.
Ready to go.
Everything's ready to go. And just walk out there like, haven't they got it made? Whereas I'm the same as you. Well, usually I'm setting up gear. You're running raffles.
You're
carrying speakers. Do you want to? Sometimes you go there, they don't even offer to give you a hand.
Yeah, I always say no. I sort of, you're right, mate.
No.
Yeah, but anyway, so I had 2 hours to spare, and I said, what am I going to do? And one of the guys goes, well, there's not much to do in this town. You could just go down the pub. And I thought, why not? Went down the pub, just this beautiful 100-year-old pub.
Love a country pub.
Just a front bar.
Great.
All the bar flies sitting there. About eight of the guys that are young blokes, all in their early 20s, been going down to watch the local cricket, watch their team in the final.
Good on them.
On the piss, watching the Adelaide Crows, most of them barrack for, knocking off the Cats, sitting there having a nice cold pot in the front bar. And I was like, this is nice.
Yeah.
This is nice. Yep. And it was a good hour and a half hanging with those boys. And then
That's
we made
great.
our way up, and it was just a great start to the night, relaxing. And then, it's a great show.
Bloody
just a
ripper.
great show.
It's good, and I don't mind that before a gig as well. Just chatting to a few of the crew, because sometimes some comedians come in and they're just socially awkward.
Yeah,
They can't really
I love
talk
a bit of
to
banter.
people. I love a bit of banter. I had a good one in Finley, actually. Just they're soul of the earth.
Yeah,
people.
good folk.
You've probably done the Finley gig for the Nelson twins.
A
few times?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. You probably.
I
I know
think
your
I-
memory's
yeah.
pretty shit. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I'll-
sure you've
yeah,
done it,
I
Tom.
would have,
So
yeah.
that's right. But anyway, I'm MCing, and I get on. And it's on a beautiful hall at the
nice.
RS Club.
Yep.
So the Returned Soldiers Club, and just country people. Catsy, he was up there. He was worried about what material should I do? Am I going to be too rude?
Yep.
And the twins go, mate, you will be. It'll be child's play in your material. They are rough, beautiful people, but rough.
people,
and,
open-minded.
Open-minded. And I found out early on when I got chatting to one of the young girls. She must have been 20 or something.
Yep.
She said she worked at the chicken farm. I said,
Okay.
what do you do at the chicken farm? And Senchi is, if you don't like bad language, tune out now. If you're
Again,
still
don't
fucking listening.
shoot the messenger. And
Don't shoot the messenger. I said, what do you do at the chicken farm? She says, I kill the cunts. I go, what?
And that's a young
That's
girl.
a young 20-year-old girl.
You don't get that in Melbourne, do
You
you?
don't get that in Melbourne.
don't get that in Melbourne.
That's not woke. It's not cool. And I said, what? You kill them? Like, how do you kill them? And she goes, you just rip their fucking heads off. I go,
Jeez.
what? Yeah, she goes, and she just said that you grab one part. Apology to any vegans. We've killed a lot of stuff on this show, mainly our careers. You grab their head and then you grab the body and you just yank them and go and just rip their fucking
that
head
can't
off.
be right.
Well, it's sort of, and we sort of talked chatting yesterday. Like, well, how else are you meant to kill? Like maybe a meat cleaver, cut their because you can't shoot them because otherwise your roast chicken's going to have bloody shotgun pellets in it. And how's German going to eat? I mean, you're not going to eat a roast chook in 3.5 minutes if it's got fucking you're picking shotgun pellets out of it. So she was bang up for it, and she said that's what she does. She's got a strong grip, and she just rips the head off it. And I said to her boyfriend, I hope you're not getting a hand job later.
Good, nice.
And they lost it.
It
They
went
lost
right?
it. So great crowd work there, mate. Just
nice
on fire.
work.
He's back. He's back to boy.
Nice work.
So
Nice work.
good country gigs and good fun. So
We better finish
fuck,
this up.
47 minutes, Jesus Christ.
Okay.
But hey, thanks to Hoff for sending that in.
Yeah, thanks, Matty.
Thanks to everyone for listening. To Big Dylan Cassidy for sorting that out for us. What a scallop potato. It's been a real food sort of orientated pod.
It has.
Tonight.
Yeah, that's been good.
But that's episode 21. Tell your friends about it because, a lot of people have got pods who they're big names. They've got 350. They got 3 million followers on Twitter and Instagram and all that shit. And you can get on Instagram, you see all these hot chicks in bikinis and stuff like that. But, man, where's their personality?
No.
They've got none.
No banter.
We've got the banter, right? There's no good banter with Michelle, who's in a bloody G-string. But so don't get caught down the rabbit hole. Get on the good banter, Instagram. Get us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Tell your friends about it. It's just good banter. Hit us up at reallygoodbanter@gmail.com if you want to have a chat about anything. If you want to fact check anything. And I reckon that's another one in the can.
Another one in the can.
Timmy Sarge.
Over and out. Good
Banter.